Thank you for joining me. This is going to be a little frozen yogurt cherry crumble. So I'm going to start with the bowl. This is just a scrap piece of clay. You can do it in any color you want. So here is going to be my bowl. It's on the 4th thickest setting of the pasta roller. I'm going to go ahead and put the measurements in the written tutorial as soon as I get it written up. This is 3/4 of an inch round cutter, and I'm wrapping it around a marble. So I just sandwich it. So it forms a little bowl. Then I cut another circle, and I actually try to position it in the center of the bottom of the bowl as I release. That makes it a little bit easier. Then from here, I push pressure on the bottom. That makes it a flat bottom on the bottom. And that gives it a way to lay flat also while it's cooking, so it doesn't roll around and bump into other bowls if you're making more than one bowl. From there you cook it. Once it's cooked, you remove it from your marble. I'll show you this. So here we go. Here's a baked one. To remove it, you peel the marble out. It's easier to do that when it's slightly warm to the touch. What I have here now in front of me is a pan with 400 grit wet dry sandpaper, and I'm going to take my bowl and I go in circles to flatten the edges of the bowl. That's about all it takes to give you a nice, smooth bowl. So see how it's flat around the edges now, instead of all bumpy? To dry it, you can put it on a sheet of paper. And now I'm going to show you another bowl that's already finished. So this one's dry and all ready to go. Now from here I'm going to work on the ice cream, the little frozen yogurt. So here is a piece of white clay. It's mixed with white and translucent. It's already been conditioned. I roll it into a log. And then this is my walnut hollow clay extruder. It's going to be hard to get it all in the picture, but what I do is I unscrew it, and it leaves a hole to slide the clay into. So I push the clay into the hole, and then I put a frosting tip with a little star pattern. So the frosting tip with the little star pattern is going into the cap of the extruder, and I twist it on. And then I start extruding. So you just see that going on there. I'm doing it out of the camera now so you can see how well it extrudes. And I just go until I've used up all the clay inside, so it doesn't get a chance to uncondition itself inside the clay extruder, because the inside of the clay extruder is pretty cold. It is metal, Okay, so here's a piece, and let me bring my other sheet of paper here first. Okay, so here we have some TLS. I think that the Fimo Deco Gel is a little thin for this project, but there's regular TLS. What I'm going to do with it is put in a little bit of red. This is powdered food coloring. For some reason, red pastels, the color actually, the pigment for some reason bakes out of it and it turns much lighter. This is a little bit of a raspberry color. These are powdered food colorings. And then you mix, mix, mix. You just keep mixing until it's all nice and incorporated. I've already done this in another spot here, so I'll use that to keep time down on the video as much as possible. What I'm going to do from here is put a little bit in the very bottom of my bowl. So there we go. Then I'm going to take some of my ice cream. I elongate it a little bit just by pulling very gently. If it's not very conditioned, that can actually break it. And you're going to want to press some of the ice cream into the bottom to help it stay. So I'm pressing it with the back of my toothpick now. You could do that with your index finger. It's just hard for me to get into there with my fingernails. So I was using a toothpick. So I now just start circling the ice cream around inside the bowl, making sure to leave a little bit open around the sides of the inside of the bowl. And you twist till you get to a point in the top of the ice cream. So there we have a little bowl of the ice cream, soft serve or frozen yogurt, whichever you decide for it to be. And then I have a roll of pomegranate from Primo. You can use any red you like. And then with my clay blade, sorry I left it on the other side of the table here, I just slice little pieces out and I roll them into little cherries. From here, you can take your toothpick or a safety pin, depending on how big you want the drips to be, and you add some to the bowl, and you add some to your ice cream. I find it's easier to get it in there with the end of the safety pin. You don't want to get it all over the top of the ice cream. But you want there to be enough on the bottom to attach the cherries. So here I'm just adding a few little cherries in the bottom. You could decide where you want to add them, how many you want to add, if you want to add a lot, if you want to add just a little. So I added some cherries. Making sure that you can actually see the drips coming down the side. And then from here, I'm going to use a little bit of sand. I take a little bit of sand and I sprinkle it on. It's going to stick primarily in the places where the TLS is. And that's your crumble. So from here we bake it. Once you bake it, it comes out of the oven looking pretty much like this. The only thing that I do differently after that is I add a little bit of triple thick to varnish, and you could even add a few more crumbles if you like, making sure just not to swamp it in crumbles. But I like that. I think it looks like the little crumbly crust topping on the pies, and like cobblers. I like cobblers, so this is a cherry cobbler inspired fruit, cherry cobbler inspired fruit yogurt. So there we go, a little frozen yogurt. And this would be very cute on a little ring. If you're doing regular jewelry, it's going to be hanging bird's eye view unless you put the head pin straight through the top. If you put the head straight through the top, it will hang where you see it as a bowl like this. I hope that you enjoyed the tutorial. I'm going to try to move to my Sony camera soon. I'm not sure if that will pick up audio or not, but I don't have a microphone for the computer yet. So I'll try to save up for that so I could start doing the voiceovers and make it a little bit louder for you guys. If you have any comments or suggestions, please comment. If you would like to see more tutorials, go ahead and subscribe and favorite so I know which ones you like the best. Thank you for watching. Bye.